Well, it's Sunday, October 8th. We are on our way to Taylor Creek. The Kokanee salmon are running, and from what I hear, I think they're about at their peak. The fall colors are changing. The bears are out in the region, and there's also some organzas that we're going to highlight. And we also have a unique opportunity to talk to one of the Forest Service rangers kind of about the life cycle of these Kokanee salmon and how they ended up in Lake Tahoe. So we'll bring you along. So here's the U.S. Forest Service Visitor Center. This is where you want to turn in to see the salmon and walk through the meadow. So this hike at Taylor Creek is called the Rainbow Trail. It is a loop trail that you can do. It is flat and it's approximately 1 mile.
Right in. We got one.
All right, Ed, so tell me about the organzas.
Yeah, so these organzas are so much fun for everybody to watch. They are fish-eating duck. They will dive down and they'll chase after kind of like a rocket ship underwater, and they'll catch a fish, and then when they come back up, the other organzas will fight for it. So they'll all be fighting each other, and eventually one of them will get it in its mouth and take off from the others, and they will push it up in the air and swallow it head first, and it's fun to watch. They are eating some of they call it yearling kokanee that have come up with their friends. They're not going to be spawning. They're small, a little smaller silver, and occasionally they will also catch one of the smaller 2-year-old spawning kokanee, and even though they look way too big for their mouth, but they get them down.
Oh, cool.
They will show up by the bridge, and they're kind of like it's a cheering section for them. All the people are out there watching, and as they all compete and fight over who's going to actually get to swallow that fish.
Nice. So tell us a little bit more about how the Kokanee salmon ended up here in Tahoe.
Well, it actually started as an accident. There was a fish hatchery up in Tahoe City, and it was an accidental release of the kokanee. And they did very well in the lake, and people loved them. They loved the idea of the spawn, and so the California Fisheries Department decided to continue and restock them. And so they've been here since the 40s, but they're not particularly damaging to the ecosystem, or don't really have any negative impact on the Lahontan cutthroat trout, which is a only native salmonoid that we have in the lake. So that these are more of a filter feeder, and so they don't eat the same things that the Lahotans eat. So they really are not a negative impact on the Lahontan reintroduction efforts.
A little bit more about the beavers here.
Okay, there's two schools of thought about the beaver in this area. Some people believe they were never native to this area, and other people believe that they were native, but they were exterminated when the first settlers came, and then they were reintroduced in this century. So they were definitely gone for a long period of time. But the beaver are a very important part of the ecosystem. They build these beaver dams to help them to protect themselves so they can get in and out of their lodges underwater during the winter. But those beaver dams create a real filtration source for the water to help us reduce the amount of contaminations that flow down into the river. So they're a real big part of the building of a river system and into a marsh system, which eventually becomes meadows. They love aspen trees, and if they take down aspen trees, that signals the aspen grove, which is all connected by the roots, to send more tree shoots up. So they're actually, while the individual trees are damaged by the beaver, the aspen grove as a whole actually benefits from having the beaver here. So as you go along the boardwalk, there's often places like this here where you see the matted grass. These are bear trails. The bears will feed on the fish and work their way across the boardwalk in a couple places and work their way back up toward Falling Leaf Lake. So wherever you see these matted down paths, they often are you're looking at a bear crossing.
Tell me more about the life cycle of the kokanee.
Sure. These fish that you see out there in the streams today are mostly about 2 years old. They will return to the exact place stream that they were born if they possibly can do so with an adequate amount of stream flow. And so on occasion the fish will be a 3-year-old or 4-year-old, to be slightly larger, but almost all of them you'll see out there now are the 2-year-old. And over the winter they will mature into small fry through various stages, and then they'll work their way out to the lake in the springtime. And then they'll be out in the lake feeding for 2 years, and then we'll get their natural urge to return to where they were born to spawn. And after they spawn, of course, they do die as well. So this is kind of the life cycle that you'll see over and over again. And so while the individual spawn period will be a couple of weeks for each individual fish, the actual spawning period that we see fish here can go 6 to 8 weeks.